50,000 COVID-19 vaccine doses have just arrived in Kenya. The vaccines have been donated by Denmark, and in total there are 358,700 doses arriving in Kenya just to help the government in the efforts towards vaccinating its population. It is important to note that according to the Ministry of Health, this particular consignment will go towards efforts of vaccinating about 1 million Kenyans who have already received their first dose. And of course, those are live pictures we are bringing you from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, where 358,700 doses of the AstraZeneca Oxford COVID-19 vaccine have just touched down on Kenyan soil. And from the ministry officials, we are told that the government says it's very grateful to Denmark for this generous donation, which will support the further rollout of the national COVID-19 vaccine program. At the airport, a number of Ministry of Health officials are present to receive that delicate consignment, led by Health CAS Dr. Mercy Mwangangi and other officials from the Ministry of Health. It is important to note that this particular consignment is from the National Vaccine Surplus Program in Denmark, a show of international solidarity during this global pandemic. Kenya is expecting other consignments perhaps this week under the COVAX program to just enhance its vaccination efforts that are currently ongoing. Remember, initially Kenya, under the COVAX program, intended to get millions of vaccines from India, but the Delta virus crippled those efforts, leaving the African continent looking other places for this precious commodity currently, as the COVID-19 pandemic continues to ravage the country and the globe at large. So then our reporter Saad Hassan is at the JKIA. Later on, she will be giving us the latest updates. We're also trying to get hold of Dr. Willie Sahwale, who is the chairperson of the COVID-19 Vaccine Task Force, just to tell us, talk to us shortly about Kenya's vaccination plan, and thereafter I'll be speaking to Dr. Githinji Gitahi from the AMREF Global Health on Kenya's vaccination plan and what we expect to see and get in the coming days, even as we continue to get small consignments from various parts of the world to just help boost in the vaccination plan. And then what does this mean? Kenya has vaccinated less than 1% of its population, with a looming fourth wave and a threat from the Delta virus. Where do we go from here? What options can we explore as a country? These are some of the questions I'll be posing to Dr. Githinji Gitahi, who will be joining us shortly here on KTN Prime. Let's get to JKIA and just listen in to what is going on at the airport. And if you're just joining us here on KTN Prime, those are live pictures we're bringing you from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, where 358,700 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine have just touched down from Denmark, a donation from the government of Denmark as to boost Kenya's efforts in enrolling its vaccination program. And it would be good to note that this is a boost as the government continues with its efforts in administering the second dose to about 1 million Kenyans who received their first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine. The rollout of the national vaccination campaign is being led by the Ministry of Health with support from Gavi, the WHO, UNICEF and other partners. And just recently, the program towards administering the second doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine was announced by the Ministry of Health, targeting the vulnerable group that is those above the age of 58, those with underlying conditions. We are looking at groups of professionals from health workers, teachers and other essential workers, and as well as those who are really frontline workers in every aspect possible as Kenya continues to enhance its efforts in vaccinating its population. So far, less than 1% of Kenya's population of slightly more than 50 million Kenyans has been vaccinated, pointing to a statistic that says there is more to be done for the country to actually say that it has significantly vaccinated its population. So this, from the ministry, they say, is a good gesture coming in at a time when there are calls for global solidarity and calls for vaccine